If you're really thinking of buying a home, how much does it really cost with all the hidden fees, the interest rates, and today's current market price? And I get questions of like, how's the market and can I really afford doing anything? So I want to break this down for you today and what you really require. And I think this is going to be really important for a lot of people who ask this question. So before we get into it, for those who are new here, my name is Clement. I'm a real estate broker here in the Greater Toronto area. I'm mainly focused on residential real estate. So if you have any questions that you want to get to, or you want to talk to somebody, a real estate broker, you could always reach out to me at any time. I have a link in my calendar here, and you can always book a time that's suitable for you. And on this channel, we're mainly focused on residential real estate in the Greater Toronto area. And it's going to be very valuable for this video that we're going to do today. So let's get into it. So first, the average price for a property today in the Greater Toronto area as of July 2025 is $1,101,000. It's dropped significantly compared to where we were in 2021, 2022 there. And the numbers I'm going to use today for the home that you could potentially be buying is $800,000. The reason I'm using $800,000 is because a lot of people can be in and around that price point. So if you're able to get to the $1.5 million range, or you can get to $600,000 price point, this will still give you good information. So let's look at it. So the example that I'm giving is $800,000. So let's go with 5% down payment of the $800,000. So the total down payment on this is going to be $55,000. So this is assuming you're paying less than 20%. So if you're paying less than 20%, you have to go through the CMHC, and through that there's a fee of about $22,000 that you'll have to consider as well. Now, this $22,000 is going to be included in the mortgage. So the mortgage needed for this is going to be $767,000. For a lot of people with this mortgage insurance, the CMHC, a lot of people think they have to produce that $22,000 extra. So what happens is completely spread out in your mortgage. So it's going to be an additional to your monthly payment that you're going to be paying. So you're not giving them a $22,000 extra right on closing per se. So the second example that I have for you as an investor or a move-in buyer is if you're paying, let's say 20%, and the home you're purchasing is that $1.2 million that I was talking about. So the 20% of 1.2 is going to come to $240,000. And the mortgage needed for this is going to be $960,000. For this, no CMHC is needed at all for this. So now let's look at the mortgage risk, because this is going to be very important to understand today. As of July 2025, the current 5-year fixed rate is sitting at around 4.69%, and a 5-year variable is sitting at 5.35%. So it's good to know that. And the monthly mortgage is estimated for the 25-year amortization. You can get it up to the 30%, but I believe you have to be on the 20% and over. But so let's say if you're looking at the 25-year amortization for $800,000 purchase with a mortgage of $767,000, you're looking at a monthly payment of $4,200 per month. So with the purchase of $1.2 million with a mortgage of $960,000, it's going to come to a monthly of $5,500 per month. So you'll need to be able to be qualified for this. Obviously, for the 1.2, it's a difference of about $1,000 there. But obviously, other things will play a factor for you to be able to be approved from 800 to a 1.2. So this is just a good example for you to be able to see this. Now, the hidden cost in buying. So this is where a lot of people are faced with confusion. So the major cost, a lot of people think it's real estate agent as a buyer. Actually, you don't pay a real estate agent. The major cost that you're going to incur as a buyer is the land transfer tax. So for a $1.2 million property, you're getting the land transfer tax is going to be $41,000. Now, there's a rebate in this for first-time home buyers of about $8,475. And this also, if you're buying outside of Toronto, you'll be paying the provincial land transfer tax, not just the municipal taxes. So there's other ways on how you can save up on the land transfer tax as well. And then the major fee here, another fee here is the legal fees. So this you're looking at around $1,500 to $2,000. The home inspection, you're sitting at $400 to $700, depending on the type of home that you're buying. If it's a home that does not really need inspection, then that's a fee that you can waive off. But a lot of times, particularly in this market, if you're buying you might as well just do your due diligence because you have the capability of doing it. So would you rather spend $700 to save yourself a problem that would cost you close to $20,000, $30,000 down the line? I would say just pay the $700. Then there's title insurance, which is pulled by the lawyer. So this comes to around $300 to $500. Then there's appraisal fee. Sometimes an appraisal might not be needed depending on the mortgage broker you're using. They'll actually do their online appraisal and they'll see the property value is as per the offer that you just submitted. So that could be a fee that you might be able to waive off, but just add it in there as $400 to $500. Then there's miscellaneous fees such as utilities. I always say just add in about $1,000 to $2,000 in there. So the total additional cost, this is a separate cost to the down payment. It'll come to about $8,000 to $12,000. So this you add on to the land transfer tax. So if you add on, let's say $41,000 plus the other extra of $12,000, that's going to be a lot more over there. So you want to really make sure you have a good understanding of the total cost in there as well. Wanted to add this in here for a good comparison because some of you are renting right now and you're trying to understand, okay, is it better off for me to rent? And let me say this, for some, you should actually just keep on renting. There's no point of you coming into the purchasing side and try to buy today because it's just going to be a completely hectic thing for you to be able to move forward. You want to understand the numbers first, obviously, then be able to articulate and see what the next move is for you. So when I'm looking at the rent versus buy scenario here, let's say you're renting a 2-bedroom condo downtown, which is coming in at around $3,200 per month. And for the same value of condo, you're probably sitting in around $750,000 to $800,000 today. So let's say we're sitting with $800,000. So the mortgage for this, as I've showed you earlier, is going to be $4,200. The property tax is going to be $350. The condo fees are sitting in and around $500. So the total monthly payment that you're going to incur buying this is going to be $5,050 per month. If you choose to rent, that's $3,200. So that's a difference of about $2,000 there. So is that worth it for you to pay an extra $2,000 a month for a property that obviously you're paying yourself in that sense, where in 3 to 5 years time is when you'll actually be able to recoup some good appreciation from that. So, and this is really the plan that I have with a lot of buyers who are buying a condo. If you're coming into the condo market today with the idea of buying it just and keeping it for 3 years, for you to be able to move to another property, or you want to keep it for 2 years and move into a detached home or a semi-detached home, a freehold property per se, that's the wrong move. For the condos today, you want to be buying with the intention of keeping it for about 5 years at least for you to be able to recoup any of the value from what you put in or the appreciation of the equity and get something out of it. I hope this is giving you a little bit of a good understanding when you're coming in, just looking at the numbers. I just wanted to really just look at the numbers specifically on this video. And what I wanted to say is, as a first-time home buyer, if you're coming into it, the major thing that I found from my experience that confuses a lot of buyers, or maybe they just don't know of, is the land transfer tax. They get so surprised by the land transfer tax that you have to pay. If you're buying in Toronto, you're paying 2 land transfer taxes. If you're buying outside Toronto, you're paying just 1 land transfer tax. As a first-time home buyer, you're always getting a rebate with this as well. So according to the purchase price that you're buying from. So it's very important to have a good understanding of this. And then the other thing that is completely miscrewed here is a lot of first-time home buyers think you have to pay the real estate agent that's representing you. The real estate agent is typically paid by the seller. So there's a quote here that I saw, and it said 78% of buyers found their houses online themselves, but 97% still used an agent to buy it. The reason I'm talking about this is because a lot of buyers feel like, okay, I can just do it myself, and I get it because I've talked to some people over the phone for the first time, and there's this frustration where I don't trust real estate agents. I don't trust them. I'd never ask anybody to trust me. I just ask you to just see the trail of work that somebody is doing and from there build the credibility, because it's very important to work the real estate agent in this market because there's really good deals that a real estate agent can pull through, and there's a lot of intricacies when it comes to the transaction itself that's very important. But get yourself ready, get yourself out there and see what you can do for yourself in terms of getting yourself into this real estate market. But until next time, see you. Have a good one.